If you guys are looking to buy a Fujifilm camera, this is definitely one video you need to watch. What's going on guys, my name is James and I make videos here on YouTube that can help filmmakers grow. So today's video is all about Fujifilm cameras and what you guys need to know before purchasing one. So I've been a Fujifilm shooter for a little over a year now and I can definitely hands down say I am so happy with owning a Fujifilm camera. I choose to shoot on the Fujifilm X-T3. Now just quickly, the Fujifilm X-T3 in 2020 is still an awesome camera. What this camera can do is truly remarkable and especially for the price. But there is one thing that I just need to get off my chest and you guys need to hear before you guys purchase a Fujifilm camera, whether it be any Fujifilm camera, X-T3, X-T30, X-T4, doesn't matter, they all have this same fundamental issue which you guys need to know about. So the whole issue revolves around autofocus and that comes in two parts. Number one is the camera itself. Number two are the Fujifilm lenses. So the issue with autofocus with the camera itself comes in a couple of little micro parts. Number one is the missing ability to object track, which I think is a major flaw that Fujifilm hasn't yet added to any of its new cameras, and I think we really need object tracking. If you've come from a Canon background or a Sony background, you guys will know object tracking is pretty much everything to do with autofocus, and we don't have that on our Fujifilm cameras. We have great eye detection and great face detection, but if there is not a face or an eye in an image, we can really miss focus a lot of the time. And this can be easily resolved, probably by a firmware update, just to include object tracking into the camera's autofocus system. And it's really frustrating because sometimes the autofocus works really well and other times it doesn't. And I feel like it's very unreliable. So this is definitely something Fujifilm needs to work on, and I hope to God in the future they do release new cameras with object tracking included. Now, like I said before, the second thing are the Fujifilm lenses. And I will tell you right now, hands down, the Fujifilm lenses are some of the best lenses I have ever used. Their quality is amazing, the build quality is amazing, and image quality is on point. Especially something like what I'm filming with now, the kit lens 18-55. It is a great lens. It's almost as good as, say, a Canon L series lens, but something that's a lot cheaper because it is made for APS-C cameras. But the quality overall is definitely perfect. And this doesn't just go for this lens, it goes for all their lenses in their lineup. They have really, really great lenses. But autofocus on their lenses has always been a thing that all Fujifilm filmmakers have always talked about, and it's just lacking that finesse on autofocus, which really makes us suffer. And I've had a lot of people say to me, James, I'm shooting with a f2 Fuji lens and this lens is specifically designed for video and I'm still not getting autofocus response and reliability that I desire. So you guys can even see the prime lenses, the f2 series, which is meant to be specifically designed for video, they're still struggling with autofocus. So Fujifilm has a major issue with their autofocus ability on their lenses and their camera. I think the major issue with the lenses is its unreliability. It's not just the speed, there is times that it will hunt for focus many times and there's other times it will just work perfectly smooth. But I feel definitely the reliability of the autofocus is nowhere near what Canon is at with their dual pixel. It's not terrible, and like I said before, if you guys have an eye or a face in the image, you guys will be fine because the eye detection and the face detection is really, really good. But it's kind of irritating because Fujifilm makes some great lenses and they have some great primes and some great variable zoom lenses. But the ability for them to really autofocus great is just not there. And I feel like if Fujifilm wants to really take the world by storm and really compete against the likes of Sony and Canon, they really need to step up their game and improve their autofocus ability on their lenses. And the other thing is, in general about lenses, we only have Fuji lenses. We have a couple of other brands like Laowa and Samyang, but the problem is that these come with other issues, like there's no autofocus on the Samyang lenses and the Laowa lens. So this is something you guys need to think about. If you guys really want to buy a Fujifilm camera, which I will highly recommend, you got to think about the long term. What are your lens options? What do you guys shoot? Do you need to buy multiple lenses? These things really matter because a lot of their lenses are more designed for photography rather than video. They are still great on image quality, but the autofocus will be lacking. And if you guys manual focus, then this doesn't bother you. You guys can get around it. But guys that love autofocus like I do, this can be detrimental to your filmmaking process. So I'm just saying, just think about it. Do a hell of a lot of research. There's a lot of guys out there that compare lenses, autofocus ability between each other, and they have some really good information. And just consider, okay, I'm gonna go buy a Fujifilm camera, I'm gonna be limited to these lenses. It's not like Canon where you have pretty much infinite variety of lenses from Canon and third parties. Fujifilm, you're a little bit more constricted, but if that works for you guys, great. If it doesn't, maybe think about considering a different camera. So that's it for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching this video. If it helped you, please give it a thumbs up. Please leave a comment down below and let me know your experience with Fujifilm's autofocus and if you guys have had any issues and how you guys have resolved them. I have already tried adjusting settings, every setting you can think of related to the autofocus, and nothing seems to help my issues with the Fujifilm autofocus, but I would love to know what you guys think. And until next time, I will catch you guys in the next one.